team. Welcome to today's class. Today we'll be discussing dominating on social media. A lot of this content comes from Tom Ferry's guide. So you'll want to take notes, maybe take some pictures with your smartphone, or definitely ask questions in the chat. Some helpful resources really to help you eliminate the guesswork out of social media. We're going to be providing you with 32 Reels or Stories content ideas. So this is some great information for those of you wanting to grow your business on social media using Reels and Stories. We're going to provide you with a posting schedule, some pro tips for success, definitely some cool tools worth checking out, how you can turn likes into clients, and developing a social media mindset for success, as well as 50 must-record videos and tips for beginners as well. So a lot of great content in today's class. Thanks for joining us. So the intention of today is to, again, eliminate the guesswork out of social media, to give you ready-to-use concepts so that you can start building your brand, help you attract more business through social media, and provide tips to help you optimize your time and effectiveness on the various platforms. We do ask that you do take notes, you leave today's class with some action items and participate. If you have any questions, certainly chat them, and Sergio can get them over to me. So the three great benefits to the plan we're about to share with you is that it's really simple and quick and easy, and it saves you time. And in my mind, anything that saves me time is I got to do it. It helps boost your confidence too, because the less you guess, that you're wondering, the more confidence you'll have, which will ultimately increase your client base. You attract clients through your confidence. The content will help educate your followers as well too, and will really help you build your business organically, which is so key if you want to get away from paying those referral fees for online leads or any type of lead sources that you're working. So this is a great system to help you do that. And I, preparing this class was actually pretty fun for me because I actually learned a lot in the process. So some things that I am excited to share with you. So the online uses for social media, we knew were big, but wow. So Facebook has almost 3 billion followers, subscribers. I mean, that's a huge, large number. Instagram follows that, or actually YouTube follows that with 2.5 billion. Instagram at 1.44, and then Twitter at just over 400 at 450 million followers. So those numbers are nothing to laugh at. They're amazing. And so how can you tap into this number? I mean, we have friends lists, we have followers, connections, but how do you tap into those bigger numbers? A couple tips that I found, again, and have used in the past, which led to me connecting with more people. Definitely start using events. You would use events for your open houses, your seminars, any type of event that you might be having at the office, and you can do them for virtual events as well too. Check-ins are huge. And you can check in using your business profile as well too. There's another pro tip for you. Tag others in events, or tag others in your post rather, and use hashtags. So a lot of people follow hashtags. They may not follow you specifically, but they're following hashtags, which ultimately leads to your content being seen. Follow others. Grow your business, grow your page by following others. Chances are, if it's a like business or someone who does want to help support you, they'll follow you back for sure. And just really genuinely interacting with others. And we'll get more into this in today's class. So what to know about stories versus reels? I get this question a lot. Like, people don't know the difference between the two. So here's sort of a breakdown for you. Stories can be videos or standard format posts, like the content that we share weekly for the layer agents that are formatted for stories, but you can really share any standard format as well to the stories. They do have their own feed. The content disappears after 24 hours unless it's added to a highlight. And for Instagram, you need to share stories using your phone but on Facebook, they can be shared using your phone or your computer, your laptop. Reels first. Now, Reels are videos only. Facebook Reels are a dedicated section on the news feed, and Instagram Reels have their own feed by seeing that little play icon down the bottom of your smartphone. But you can also share them. You'll be asked if you also want to share them on the regular feed as well, too, when you post a video on Instagram. And they don't disappear unless you delete them. So those are the differences between the two. So get ready to take some notes, because there's some cool content we're going to be sharing with you in the next several screens. Take notes or take pictures with your phone. We're about to share some great content to help you grow your business on social media using things that you can record. So these are things that you can either record and post as a reel or share as standard content on your stories feed. All right, these are content for to benefit buyers. So some content you can share are, what are the steps to buying a home? Don't assume that buyers know this. This is, may seem basic to us, but again, that's really important and valuable content for buyers. What should I expect during a home inspection? What is an earnest money deposit? A lot of people wonder that, like, am I paying the seller to accept my offer? Who holds it? So there's some, that's a really valuable question to a buyer that may not understand the process. Can a seller help with closing costs or a rate buy down? That seems to be going on today. A lot of questions with that. And how will I know how much house I can afford? This is maybe a video that you co-record with a lender. What is an appraisal and what impact does it have on my transaction? So I know that's something that can be a lengthy video, but in one of the pro tips on the closing screens, I'll advise you to keep your videos short and sweet and how to end them as well. And then, why should I have a buyer's agent and how are they paid? This is a question that I think a lot of buyers have, especially as they meet sellers agents at open houses. So definitely that's a top one. I would definitely recommend recording. And then, how can you provide ways to help me increase my credit score? This may be an issue for many buyers today. And then, what are the various loan options? I mean, a lot of the buyers may be under the misconception that you do need 20% down. So what are the various options that are available? And then explain the benefits of building equity. That's a huge thing, especially as buyers review their leases and decide if they want to continue on for another 12 months, playing the rental game, as we call it. Yes, there's the landlord takes care of the property, but to not be building any equity is huge. It's just sort of a long-term lease, like on a car. So definitely explain that. And then, should I consider waiving a home inspection? This, I think, would depend on the market we're in, what content and what answer you provide, and when to waive it, and maybe what the alternatives to waiving a home inspection are. You could have a pre-offer home inspection. So there are alternatives depending, like I said, on the market. And then, can I change my mind once my offer is accepted? Again, these may seem like basic Q&A, but they are very valuable to buyers who are just getting in the home buying game. And then, what are the advantages to buying now? Even with the rate increases, I always say, no matter how high the rates go on buying, they'll never exceed the 100% interest rate on renting. So, and then maybe pepper in some information about refinancing at some point once rates are reduced, and the advantage to writing off your itemized interest. So, and then, what steps should I prepare for home ownership? Maybe just like a top 3 on that. And then, what's the first step to buying a home? What do you think the answer is? Somebody chat. What is the answer to that? Got to have it. Got to know it. What's the first step? I have the answer. If I don't hear it in like 10 seconds, I'll give it. All right, I'm giving it. It's definitely contact you, right? That's the first step to buying a home. And then why should I not stress too much about interest rates? Really, again, hitting back on the differences between renting and owning a home, and then the think future. I mean, give the historic background of interest rate hikes and dips. So this is not something the buyer should stress about too much. All right, and then we're going to go over content to benefit today's sellers. Number one is, why should I hire an agent to sell my home? Sellers may be thinking that they can save on commission, so why not sell it themselves? Be ready to provide several reasons why that would not be in their best interest. And then, how should I prepare my home for sale? Maybe some quick tips on how to better prepare for a successful home sale. And will my home show better if it's empty? Maybe you can also talk about virtual staging in this video. And then, what's the most cost-effective way to increase my home's value? Again, cost-effective meaning, what has the best ROI for them given their specific situation. So, and will open houses really help me sell my house? I've been asked that several times over the years when going on listing appointments. Sellers might not really see the benefit of having an open house until you walk them through that. And then, why should I consider staging my home? Again, mention the virtual staging as an option. What's the best strategy for deciding on a list price? This is a very important conversation to have with sellers, I think, in any market where we've just come off of a peak sellers market. Back in the spring and summer of last year, things have changed considerably. So that strategy will be different in today's market than it was back last, say, April, May, and June. And then, what will you do to market my house once it's listed? I don't, you got to walk sellers through this, because I do think sellers assume that really the key is professional photography, putting it in the MLS, and pricing it right. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into that, especially in a market where properties aren't going under agreement in 48 hours. So there's a lot that can go into that video as well. And should I shop for a new home before I sell my current home? Again, a great question a lot of sellers have that are doing a two-part transaction. And then, how and when are you paid as my seller's agent? So this is a question, again, you can't assume that sellers understand. And then, what costs are associated with selling a home? Maybe just highlight several of the top closing costs for sellers. And then, should I sell my home as is? This is a question that some sellers ask based on the condition of the home and their situation. Maybe they don't want to get involved with doing anything. They might feel they've done enough, or they might be in a situation where they simply can't make any repairs. So that's a conversation content for you to share as well. And then, what happens once I accept an offer? What's the process? What happens from there? What if the buyer backs out after the inspection? So you may talk about the potential of having a backup offer already arranged, or the process of going back on market. And should I consider offering a home warranty? This is an excellent question, depending on the property that a seller might consider offering. So you might want to be aware of the fact that there are home warranties, the various options available, and one company you may recommend. And then, can I decide when to allow showings once the property is listed on the market? This is another popular question that I used to get a lot at listing presentations. And so you can go and go through that process of blocking times that don't work for the clients, or whatever, have that conversation. So again, more beneficial content for sellers. And then, more is that you can recommend can you recommend professionals to help me prepare my home for sale? This, you might actually get into a concierge level of service that you might offer, or some of the preferred relationships that you already have with contractors. And how are multiple offers handled on my listing? This is something that I talk about when I have done listing presentations, is the importance of vetting buyers and their lenders, the validity of a pre-approval. Is it still valid? Are you still working with them? And are these deposits correct? Can you meet this timeline, et cetera? So, and then multiple offers, again, always talking about how the highest price offer might not necessarily be the one to go with. You've got to always check the contingencies in terms of a contract. And do I need to complete any inspections on the home before selling? So a lot of sellers aren't aware of the various inspections that are required of them when they sell. So depending on the state and the requirements, but as we know in Massachusetts, if it's there's a septic, they've got to complete that unless they disclose that it's the buyer's responsibility, a smoke cert, et cetera. So these are things that you might want to go through, and great content for a reel or story. And then why should I hire you as my seller's agent? So another, I think, very important reel or story to share as well. So some pro tips for success when sharing this content. Number one, if you are sharing them in videos, you want to record your videos in batches. So spend a day, just time block whatever amount, 4 hours, 2 hours, whatever it is, but record your content in batches. That way you don't have to feel like, okay, this is taking way too much time. I spend way too much time on video. You don't have to block more than, you just block off 1 4 hour, say block a week to do this. And then I would save the more valuable content to highlight so that once they're posted on Instagram, people that are visiting your page for the first time can see your highlights and experience your expertise. All of your videos should be on YouTube. So YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world. I mean, how many of us visit YouTube for tips and how-tos just to find stuff out, and we may not actually be a registered user. So definitely YouTube is the place to be sharing or storing, at least housing your video content. You can create playlists and showcase them on your channel to keep content organized and easy for videos or visitors rather to watch your content. So you can go over to our Lair training and just the Lair Realty Partners YouTube channel and see how all of the content is organized. And we will do a video for you at some point to show you how to do all that. But anybody sharing reels and videos on social media should be housing them on YouTube as well. Last tip, pro tip on this screen is to create a series. So series are pretty cool when you think about it, because basically people follow series to see what's next. A lot of people love series. And it also gives them a sense of completion when they finish the series. So name your series and give each episode a number. That's a huge pro tip. That actually comes from Katie Lance. And I totally agree with it about the mindset of people who watch series. It's pretty cool. So more pro tips for you. Ready, set, go. But first, you got to do a couple of things. You got to check your content. Make sure your content is timely, relevant, and most of all, accurate, right? And then check your equipment. Make sure your equipment is tested and in working order. So make sure your mic's working. Make sure, you've got everything you need, whatever you need equipment-wise is in working order. And then check your schedule. Make sure you won't have any conflicts or distractions to take you off course. And if you have a co-host, triple confirm with them. Make sure that they're in alignment with you and all is well with making sure they're going to arrive. And then check yourself. Make sure your message, practice your script, your message, but don't stress about making it perfect. I think so many people avoid posting a video because, oh, look at this. How many times have I stumbled in today's session already? That's just being authentic. We're human. We're not perfect. So make sure that you're not going for perfection. I mean, that keeps most people away from posting, and that's not what you want to do. And then lastly, have water. I've got my tea. Have a cough drop if you feel that you might get a dry throat. And if you need any tissues, basically set your station up for success. Whatever you might need, because the more you talk, the drier your throat gets. So I would definitely recommend, at least, if nothing else, have water, which I'm going to take a sip of right now. All right, so timing pro tips for success. So a lot of people have asked us, well, what's the timing for each of the platforms? So for Reels, Instagram Reels length can be up to 90 seconds or 15 minutes. It depends how it's recorded. And then Facebook Reels are videos up to 60 seconds. Instagram Stories can be photos or videos you share to your story, but they disappear in 24 hours unless you add it to a highlight. And Instagram Stories can be shared using your phone. And then, although I cannot add Instagram Stories from the laptop just yet. You can on Facebook. So that's my next one. Facebook Stories allows 5 seconds up to 20 seconds if it's a video. And Facebook Stories can be shared using your phone or your laptop. So these are just the differences. You might want to take a picture of the screen if you're wondering the answers to these things. And a really cool thing is YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts are on your YouTube channel, and they're recorded through the YouTube app and posted right on. They're 60 seconds long in a really cool way to share content again. So you can record them and share them. They're awesome. All right. And so really, growing your business on social media, a lot of people say, yes, I want to grow my business on social media. But expect themselves to just dive right in and be that advanced level. So we've come up with a posting schedule for all types. And I'd be curious to know what type you are. I'll tell you what type I am at the end. So the beginner is someone who's willing to spend time on social media to help them grow their business, but may struggle with the consistency of it. So before I go into, well, you'll see it, but you see it there, but let's go into intermediate. An intermediate dedicates time daily to intentionally growing their business on social and is comfortable being uncomfortable. They get it. But the advanced loves the spotlight, loves the social media, loves growing on business, loves it because they have closed business from social media because they interact so well, they're out there, and they thrive in the spotlight. So I would love to know which one you are. Honestly, I feel like I'm one of every. It depends on my mood, I guess. But for the most part, I would say that I go between intermediate and advanced. I'm right at that line in the middle. So what content do you need to share depending on where you are? So this again comes from a mix of Tom Ferry and Katie Lance. Beginners really should be sharing 1 to 3 stories a day. So once you post a story, it's up there, right? It's 24 hours, but you can add additional stories to that. And again, they will disappear based on the time that you share them. Static feed posts, should be sharing 1 to 2 posts a day. And then include 1 video a week and go live once a month. Non-negotiable. This is a beginner. And think about this. So this is the question I asked at the beginning of the screen is, do you want to succeed on social media? If you're on the fence about it, this is just information for you. But if you truly want to succeed on social media, you've got to decide where you fall on this and commit to these action plans. So for intermediates, you're going to post 4 to 6 stories daily. Static feeds are 3 to 5 posts daily. You're going to share 2 videos a week and go live once a week. And for the advanced lovers of social media, you're posting 7+ stories a day. Your static feed posts are 6+ posts daily. You will include 5+ videos a week, and you'll go live 3+ times weekly. So again, depending on where you are, and always go back to the question, do you want to succeed on social media? That's the question. And if the answer is yes, where do you fall on this screen? So there you have your schedule. Some cool tools to make life easier. These are tools that I highly recommend. They've also come recommended from Tom Ferry, from Katie Lance. Canva is number 1. It's our preferred software design system that we use for designing all the layer content for the agents. Highly recommend, it's free for the base level, but we highly recommend upgrading to the pro version, because you just get so much more. And it's totally worth it. Well, for me, I live in Canva every day, so it's worth it. Linktree is another really cool tool. It is a free platform that allows you to link all of everything you can link on Linktree, your website, links to landing pages, links to your social media pages. I mean, it's amazing. So definitely sign up for Linktree. In fact, I believe in mid-February, early February, I start referencing Linktree as a contact method in the Layer social media posts. So definitely sign up for Linktree. InShot's a cool app that allows you to trim your videos, add music, stickers, filters, and effects, and there is a free version there as well. Lumen 5 makes it easy for anyone to create engaging video content. A free plan is offered as well. Sendable is a cool content scheduler that we're going to be starting to use, I believe, in March for Layer. I've already checked it out. It's awesome. It's easy. And then Big View is a teleprompter app. So if you're somebody that really doesn't want to, for lack of a better phrase, mess up on your scripting, Big View is something you want to check out. So, all right, more video content ideas. Here we go. Take pictures. 50 video ideas you should definitely be shooting. Get it on your calendar. An introduction video. Get to know me. This is key. This should be on the highlight of your YouTube channel. And then what does a $450,000 home buy in today's market? So again, adjust that on your market. If you're in a market where 450 is the top, then you're going to want to adjust that amount down. And then what does 700K buy in today's market, as well as $1 million? And it would be really cool if you could do a walkthrough of a listing to show them, right? So that would be epic. Invaluable lessons I've learned in the past year. So let's add a pro tip here. Keep it positive. Don't share anything that doesn't shed you in a good light, please. The funniest story of my real estate career. This definitely gives you a human touch, right? Like it's authentic stuff. So, and then again, another one, the most embarrassing moment in my real estate career. But again, don't share stuff that sheds you in a really negative light. So watch what you share here. And then the weirdest question I've ever been asked in my real estate career. That could be really funny. So, and then the single biggest mistake sellers make in our market, or any market really. The most costly mistake buyers make in any market. Welcome to a newcomer's guide to the area. So it could be your town, your county, and then your take on a recent real estate article, maybe something that's getting a lot of buzz online. So I know agents have shared their take on the, what is that? Marry the mortgage, date the rate. Right? Yeah. And so that's, maybe that's something you can talk about. And then market update this week in. So we provide really dynamic market updates. You email Happy Agent and they're sent over to you for the towns or counties that you want. But even better, follow that up with a video, right? So you've got content both ways. I think that would be really dynamic. And then what's the best time to sell? Great question a lot of sellers ask. Top 5 tips to prepare your home for sale, right? Quick, easy videos. No need to go into how to do these things, just summarize them quickly for sellers. 3 things you should know before moving to a specific area. And then when you record that and the other market update, check into these towns on social media. When you're posting that, check into these towns. Pros and cons of renting versus buying. Should you stage your home before selling? Again, you can talk about some general staging tips, also mention virtual staging as an option. And then the next 4 are all the same: the spring real estate market forecast, the summer forecast, the fall, and the winter forecast. You want to record those approximately, I would say 30 to 45 days prior to the market shifting. And then top 5 outdoor activities in the area. How cool would it be to actually be in one of these locations? But perhaps if you've got pictures at the end of the video, you can do like a little picture snapshot of your family, maybe you and your friends enjoying some of these activities. I think that would be amazing. And then top 5 can't miss local attractions, farmers markets, any type of craft fairs, a wine fest in the area that's coming, or any type of event or attraction that's either just coming to the area to let people know. It could be a temporary thing, a special thing, but it could be something that happens every Saturday or every month or whatever. And here's another one: your top 3 favorite restaurants in the area. Definitely something that's important for especially people coming to the area, but it also showcase area businesses as well. And then my next one, local business spotlight. This is when you actually spotlight one video at a time, one business at a time, and tell them to promote it as well too. So you can collaborate in the post with them online. You can tag them in the post, check in, all of these things, and then have them share it as well. And then 5 ways to increase your home's value before selling. This is something a lot of sellers ask, especially if it's quick and simple things that they can do. How much down payment do you really need to buy a house? Depending on the buyer, you can, their situation, all buyer situations are different, but go through the various loan options that are available. And then 3 affordable reno tips to help you fall back in love with your home, and maybe you do it in the fall market. So great content there. And how to win in a bidding war. This is something that every spring or any kind of hot market. This year was exceptional with the markets, but how to win in a bidding war for sure. And this is something that actually, depending on where you are, we're experiencing bidding wars again. So it's interesting. 3 pricing strategies to get the most for your house. And I love this one, behind the scenes. So do a behind the scenes series where you talk about a day in the life type of thing. Could be from your car, it could be at an office meeting, a day at the office, meet your office host if they're willing to partake. But I love that idea. And then the process of selling while buying a new home. These are legit situations that today's people are facing. And don't be shy about sharing humble brags. Share a success story about how you helped a client achieve their goal, and better yet, see if they're willing to be on the video with you. Like that, that's okay. That's an okay ask, right? And a lot of people want to help you grow your business and get it. So they would, I feel that most buyers would be all too happy to help you do that. And then introduce a lender that did a great job getting your clients to closing, right? So you're helping them grow. Maybe they tag you in their post, and together you worked really well together. It worked. So introduce your favorite attorney. This is a closing company, right? This is a great video to have. It shows that you have great connections, and that you are, even if as a solo agent, you're part of a team, because you're utilizing and relying on the expertise of other professionals to get your clients happily to closing. And then interview a home inspector for both buyer and seller tips. So maybe this is two videos that you do with them, but this would be invaluable for people preparing for home ownership, but also preparing their home to sell. What are some things they should be doing? Simple things like changing the furnace filter, checking the batteries in the smoke detectors, real simple stuff. But again, coming from the voice of a licensed home inspector, I love it. So share about the excitement of a client's offer getting accepted. This is one of those, if you attended my last month's session on epic storytelling, there is nothing so emotional to a buyer than hearing their offer got accepted. But share that emotionally, share that excitement, talk about the emotions of it, not just stating it as fact. This is really an emotional based post. This is a storytelling episode for you. And even better yet, like I said, have them on the video, ask them to be part of it. I think that would be amazing. And then 5 tips for first-time investors, and also top mistakes investors make. So these two go hand in hand. And maybe you reach out to someone you work with to try to get some of this content as well too. If you don't have a lot of experience with investment properties, maybe you've just sold 1 or 2 and get the process, but want to understand more about getting the content, reach out to someone who's done it. What's a 1031 exchange? Definitely a great video to share. I believe at the end of the year or before the end of the year, when everybody's got to try to get their 1031 exchange purchases in, or during tax time as they prepare and realize, okay, I've got to make an investment here. So should and can you waive a home appraisal contingency? Why would you, right? So there could be reasons. So again, don't make assumptions when you're thinking about some of this content, like, oh, I would never advise somebody to do that. It's really about the topic. So you can't assume that buyers don't have those questions. 5 ways to make your home stand out in today's market. Especially that might be a video that you want to post in the spring market or as you prepare for the spring market. And what I love most about my job, this is another one of those feeling, emotional based videos, right? That you talk about, you come from your heart. You're talking about what moves you most about helping people achieve their real estate goals. Really, why, your big why, what gets you up, why you do what you do, and maybe share a story about the most touching experience you've ever had that really you'll never forget as an agent. So what you love most about your job, and then 3 trends you're seeing in today's market. Again, this is just video content ideas that you can easily shoot. And then what's an escalation clause and when should you use it? Again, just because you may not advise clients to do it doesn't mean they don't have questions about it and may not have interest in using one. And can I have a home inspected if it's being sold as is? This is a question a lot of buyers ask, especially when they're seeing like, well, I have interest in the property. Why is it being sold as is? Can I have it inspected? That's typically the first question they have. That was 3 questions, but anyway. What's a home sale contingency and how does it work? So again, you can share this content from the buy side and the sell side. And then should I buy before I sell? Depending on the seller situation, if they can, absolutely buy before you can sell. But again, great content for another video. And then let's debunk the biggest real estate myths. So what are some of the myths that you've experienced over the years or are hearing about? Again, one of the biggest myths I hear is 20%. You need 20% down to buy a home. That's definitely a myth. So another myth is it costs less to sell my home by myself. I don't need an agent to sell my home. I'll make more money. That's a total myth. So these are just a few myths I'm sharing with you. All right, 10 ways to turn likes into clients, legit ways. So Linktree, again, is one of those cool tools I mentioned. Always include a link to your Linktree in your posts and in your bio. Again, the goal of the Linktree is to make it as easy as possible for anyone that wants to get in contact with you to do it, to learn about you. Some people don't want to, visit. If you've got your website set to capture mode where they've got to register after, 2 quick or 3 quick visits, they've got to now become a user. Chances are you might not get somebody who's a little still in the research mode, right? Where Linktree doesn't do that. Linktree, you just link away all of your, you could have a link to a video. You could have a link to your website, a link to your social media, anywhere you want to direct them, a link to a landing page, which they fill out to request to get your guide. So a lot can be added to your link tree, and it's free. It's a really great tool. Another way to turn likes into clients is start engaging. Ask people their opinions. And an easy way to do this is on a design or a look. So I've done this many times where I've posted something from Pinterest. I've gotten like a picture of a room. And I always try to find something that's not mainstream, right? That's not the ideal, beautiful, updated, open concept. Everybody loves it. I try to find something that maybe is a little quirky about it that some people might take issue with. And I do that intentionally because I want to create the engagement. What happens when you create engagement? Magic, number one, because now these people that you're engaging with are seeing you on their feed. So engagement is where it's at. And that this is, so we'll start sharing specific engagement posts in the Layer weekly social media. You're going to start receiving at least 2 engagement posts weekly, starting in February, that are targeted to help you engage. That's the purpose of the post. And that's where the magic is on social media. Another way to turn likes into clients is to be encouraging. Always give a welcoming vibe and encourage questions. I hesitate to see or advise anybody to talk about, I'm tired, it's been a long day, I need a glass of wine to unwind, or bashing anybody. Really just keep it as positive and upbeat and professional as possible on social media. Really, that's the key to being, giving that encouraging vibe on social media. You don't want to have anything we might find things funny, sarcastically behind the scenes, but you always want to remember everybody is silently interviewing you on social media, right? They really are. You are now a business owner. And to get into that mindset of being a business owner, you have to remember, always second question yourself, should I really be sharing this stuff, right? Will anybody take offense to it? Is it hurtful to anybody in any way? Then you might not want to be sharing certain content. All right, promote. Create and use landing pages to promote leads. This is another class that we can go over, but you can create landing pages right through the Layer Boston Logic website platform. There's a landing page option that you can create. Once you've downloaded them, you can create a link and add them to your link tree. You can also use Google Forms as an option, and again, share that link through your link tree. Call to actions. Always end everything you do. You post, you say, you talk about any business interaction with a call to action. That's why 95% of our posts on social media that the Layer agents receive on a weekly basis will end with a call to action with their contact information. With a video, don't go all over, all over your content and provide epic tips without advising someone to feel free to reach out to you for questions or to set a time to chat about their goals. So always end everything with a call to action. That's so important. Another way to turn clients or likes into clients is frequently asked questions. And save them to your highlights so viewers can recognize that you're the go-to expert in the area. Polls. These are important when, especially when posting a story, asking if they're happy or not happy in the current home. Use a yes or no poll option. That's an option that comes up on your phone as you're posting to a story. And then collaborate, work with other pages and add them as collaborators to expand your reach. So you can do that especially if you're sharing a video that you've recorded with a lender, you are now collaborating with ABC Mortgage or, whoever. So it will be shown on their page as well too. And all of their followers now are seeing you. So again, this is a way to definitely expand your reach and turn likes into clients. And then create events. So when you are hosting an open house, every open house you're hosting, whether it's your listing or not, you should create an event on Facebook that way. And then ask your immediate family, ask the people that really want to see you succeed on social media to click that they're going or that they have interest, because all of their friends will see it, right? How many events do we see other people going to that are, oh, that's cool. So the more that they're clicking that they're going or interested, the more reach you'll get. And then support. Follow and interact with other businesses from your professional page as well as your personal. So if you say interact with the local library in your town, do that from your professional page as well as your personal, if you like. But that'll get you, again, more brand awareness, and you'll be reaching more people that way. All right, let's get into the mindsets and some tips for success. This is something that, again, people who want to grow their business on social media struggle with the mindset because they don't want to come across a certain way. So let's sort of debunk that in the way that if you are posting valuable content that's not offensive to anyone, you're growing your business. And everybody has as much right to grow their business as the next business. So what I say is visualize your friends list as a room full of people waiting to hear what you have to say. And most people will need your services or the services of a really great realtor at some point, or they'll know somebody that will, right? So again, keeping that mindset of contribution and coming from contribution and being of value to people, and not seeing yourself as being pushy. I don't want to bother anybody. That's not a mindset of success. So be very confident in who you are and the value that you provide. And then understand that a lot of people read posts, but don't necessarily interact. So don't assume just because you're not getting a lot of likes on your post that people aren't benefiting from them and seeing them. So that's so important, I think, for especially, when we go into that mindset that says, oh, I don't want to, I just posted today. I don't want to keep posting. I don't want people to think this. Shut it down. You are growing your business. You are being intentional about growing your business on social media. Would another business say, okay, let's not put the sign out today. I don't want too many new customers. Really? So that's the mindset shift that you have to get into with social media. And those crushing it on social media are consistently posting. They're not worried about being too pushy. Am I posting too much? They're not there. Done is better than perfect. This is huge. Don't delay posting videos because you stuttered, your name tag was crooked, you sneezed. That's just being authentic. I don't know that, I do appreciate, though, a polished, finished product. But at the end of the day, if you're saying no because it's not perfect, and that's your out for not posting, stop that. Definitely done is better than perfect. If anything, people will appreciate the authenticity in your video, and they might laugh along with you, right? So trust me, it's all good when it comes to this stuff. And you might even get so comfortable that you post the outtakes, what are they called? The bloopers. So again, remember that is so key. Get it done. And then, as I said, be real and have fun. Don't be all business all the time. Mix it up. And again, this is for people looking to grow their business on social media. Be willing to learn about new apps and technologies. Don't shy away from this stuff. These things are here to help you streamline your process, make things easier, and make you look more professional. So don't get funky about technology. This is what do you call it? The technological age, so to speak. So embrace it. Learn to embrace technology, and then avoid. This is a personal pet peeve that I added. Avoid asking people to like your professional page the minute they accept your friend request. Make it about the relationship first, please. I promise you'll get the likes eventually, right? And again, this comes down to being authentic. Be authentic and come from contribution. Don't make it all about, oh, I need likes. I'll add these friends of friends so I can get likes. Make it about the connection. Add friends of friends to get more connections and help more people achieve their goals. And then be growth minded. Learn from your mistakes, move forward versus falling backwards. We call them fail forwards. But, if you posted a video, like sometimes I'll look at my own marketing and go, oh my gosh, that marketing piece, I wouldn't design that today. But you know what? A year from now, I'm going to keep saying that. It's okay. It doesn't stop me from not doing what I do. So again, just keep learning and growing and embracing all of it. Like, the stuttering, the hiccups, all of it. It's fun, right? It's real and it's fun. So here are some first-timer success pro tips that are pretty cool. So when you're recording a video, please, all right, excuse me while I take a little sip here. When you're recording a video, please get over how you sound. Most people won't record videos because they don't like how they sound or look on video. That's like the number one reason people won't record. Let me ask you a question. Would you not go to a listing appointment because you don't like how you look or sound? Would you avoid that? You're talking to a computer. I know there are many people out there listening to me, but you are sitting in front of a piece of machinery with nobody around you physically, right? For the most part, unless you're co-hosting a video. Please get over how you look and sound. Unless you are coming off offensive or doing anything, you know what I mean? Like you're scripting how you look and how you sound. It's you. So embrace that part, especially as you're recording videos. Focus on your attributes versus things that you don't like. I mean, you've got an important message. Remember why you got into real estate to begin with, right? Remember that question. Remember that as you grow your business on social media, you're helping people achieve their real estate goals. That's an honor to do that and to be entrusted to do that. Focus on that attribute, not the fact that maybe your bangs are too long or, whatever. And keep your message short and sweet. Don't go on a tangent like I did today. Don't go on a tangent. Really, the key about videos is give them like a teaser, so to speak, because you want to be able to share more information with them in person. So you want them to connect with you. For more tips, message me. For more tips, email me to set up a time to chat. Would love to connect with you, right? So keep your message short and sweet. Give them valuable content, but teasers so that the real info is shared in person. Enough to interest them, but let's meet to discuss more. Always end with a call to action. Don't forget your call to actions. Those are so important. And then again, the mindset, the most important mindset when it comes to videos, done is better than perfect. Say it with me. Say it with me because it's so important and it will keep so many people from success. Just get it out there. I promise you, people are people. They're not judging you the way you are judging you. So I promise you that. Tips for going live. This is a really cool tip I got from Karen Carr, who is a great, she shares a lot of great content for YouTube. And she says for going live, you set up your own private Facebook group with just you and somebody else, somebody you trust, husband, wife, BFF, whoever. And because I think you have to have one other person in the group. I don't know that you can just do it yourself. And then you can go live in this private group. So set it that it's private. No one can see it. And go live away. This is your chance to get used to what it feels like with the screen, the countdown, you're live now, right? The switching of the camera if you're doing it, and practice all that stuff in your own private Facebook group. This is the fail forward arena, so to speak, for going live. And then once you get the technology and all of the feels about, what does it feel like to go live for the first time? You've done it. Okay, now let's do it. Let's go live. Don't make your session too long, because I do think that people tune out after a bit. And then again, I can't say these last two things enough. End each live post with a call to action. Reach out to me, message me, visit my website, and done is better than perfect. Don't not do it based on what you're feeling here, because I can tell you with 100% certainty that the more of them you do, the less this stuff will still exist, right? The first time I ever hosted any online class, I mean, I had hives, I was a nervous wreck. Now I'm just like, and because I've done them, right? And same thing, it goes to anything, driving a car, riding a bike, whatever you're doing. The more you do it, the less anxious you feel about doing it. So just keep going. Don't give up based on the feelings you had on your first video recording or your first live set. Of course you were a little nervous. That's probably normal, right? If you've never done it before. But you've got to keep that belief that every time I do this, it's going to get easier for me. And it 100% is. Right? The first listing appointment you ever went on, chances are, if you're now at the point where you're going on your 10th, 11th, and 12th, or 100th, you're more confident at it because you get it. It's the same thing as doing these videos and going live, I promise. We're wrapping up. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I spoke for almost a full hour. That's epic. Any questions for me? I'm here to answer, to help make your life easier.
I'm looking on Facebook, no questions so far.
All right. Please, if you have questions related to this content, email me over at Happy Agent. I would be glad to provide you with backup information, support guides, whatever you need. But I would just set yourself a goal as you leave today's session. Set a goal for yourself that in the next week, I am going to accomplish 3 things, whatever that is. Write them down and leave with an action item from today's class. 3 action items, in fact, that you're going to accomplish. This will make you feel accomplished and productive, and it will boost your confidence. And what I said earlier about confidence, it spreads, right? So thank you so much for spending the last hour with me. I hope I wasn't too much of a chatterbox, and I look forward to seeing you at next month's social media training. Check out the Lair Realty training calendar on lairrealty.com/training. You can sync your calendar with the Lair training calendar, so you'll be alerted of all the upcoming trainings, so you won't miss an opportunity to grow and be the best version of you. Thanks for watching today.